English Language, Form 3, Third Midterm. Chapter 48, Situational Composition. Scheme of Work Reference, Part 3, pages 141 to 148. Objectives of the lesson. To discuss what situational composition is, ways to identify a situational writing task in an examination, techniques and features of dialogue writing, building up stories using pictures, learn about features of a newspaper report and how to report a given situation. Hello my dear students. Before beginning the lesson, I want to recall what you have learned in the first and second terms about composition. What is a composition? Here's the definition. In the literary sense, a composition, from the Latin to put together, is the way a writer assembles words and sentences to create a coherent or a clear and meaningful work. When writing a composition, what are the basic points to consider? Selecting a suitable topic. This is very important. Making a plan. Using different ways to start. You learned this in your first term. Paragraphing and developing ideas. Finishing your composition effectively, which is very important again. What are the types of composition? So far you have learned factual composition, descriptive composition, argumentative or controversial composition, narrative composition. So the last one or this lesson is situational composition. So what is a situational composition? Let's look at the definition. A situational composition is writing a composition using given data or information such as notes, statistics, statement from witnesses, a map or a picture, a diagram or series of diagrams. So here's something to be happy about. What is that? Writing a situational composition might be easier than other types because you don't have to worry about finding facts or ideas. What you need to do is simply write using the given data or information. Now let's look at exercise 1 given in pages 141 and 142. It's actually not an exercise. First you have to read the given specimen question and answer the questions which are given below that. Expand the following notes which were taken from a statement by a witness into a report of about 200 words which a policeman might write to his superiors. Use only the information given. And you are given some information, but before writing that, you have to answer the questions, 10 questions which are given in page 141 and 42. After that, you can compare your answers because the suggestive answers are given in page 142 and 43 and also some advice. So I want you all to read that. Then in exercise 2, you have to write that exercise in about 200 words. The next one is writing dialogue. When writing dialogue, consider the following. Each new speaker starts a new paragraph in dialogues. There are two speakers and you have to start a new paragraph whenever the other speaker starts to speak. Make sure that your punctuation is correct. Use speech forms in dialogue. Try to make the conversation natural. Let's look at an example. Customer and clerk argue. The phone broke in a month, said the customer. I want a refund. I'm sorry, sir. You're not entitled to. Now you see the customer speaking first, and when the clerk starts to speak, it's written in a new paragraph. Don't tell me what I am entitled to, yelled the customer. Replace it or the clerk ran into the bedroom. The manager came out. If you don't leave this store right now, sir, I'm going to call the... I am a cop, the customer blurted. You could call me, but my phone doesn't work. Now see how these speech forms are used effectively, and also the natural conversation type and the punctuation. Here in this you find speech marks, commas, and now look at exercise 3 in page 144. This is a practice exercise to make sure that you know how to set out and punctuation dialogue properly. Select one of the given situations and write a dialogue of 10 to 20 lines. Writing about pictures and other material. Pages 144 to 148. Another task you might be given in your examination is write about pictures and follow the guidelines given. When you are asked to write about a picture, it's very important to give the people names so as not to confuse your reader and sometimes not to confuse yourself. Decide whether the actions refer to past or present time so that you have to use your verbs in either in the past tense or in the present tense. Manage time and describe each picture using the number of words as instructed in the question. To do that, you have to read the question carefully and understand the task, what should be done, and also pay your attention to the number of words that you should be using. And when you are writing about pictures, make sure to use connectives and expressions such as not long after that, at first, and then to make your writing interesting. Now there are 3 exercises given in page 146. You are given 6 pictures in page 145. You have to look at the pictures carefully and then start doing exercise 4. Continue the story of Mrs. Brown and the oranges as shown by the pictures on page 145. Write for 20 minutes only. Now in this task, you are not given the number of words but make sure that you write it for 20 minutes in an effective manner. Then exercise 5. Look at the top 6 pictures opposite. That means page 147. Pretend that you were one of these people. Now you get 2 sets of pictures there, and you have to imagine that you were one of them. For example, a person in one of the vehicles held up when the road was blocked, or the policeman who arranged for men to move the tree, or one of the workmen who came and moved the tree. The first 6 pictures are about a fallen tree and a traffic created because of that. So you have to imagine that you were one of the persons and write for 30 minutes an account of what you saw, heard and did. Exercise 6. Look at the bottom 4 pictures opposite, that is page 147. Pretend that you were one of these people. The man who snatched a woman's bag and ran away. The boy or the girl who saw the man take the bag. Write an account of what you saw, heard and did. Base your account on the pictures opposite. You can add further details if you like. Write for not more than 30 minutes. Here you can add dialogues into it and some more details to make your writing more interesting. Writing newspaper reports also can be a situational writing. Here I have given you a model of a newspaper report. These are the features of a newspaper report that when you are writing, make sure that these features are seen in your writing as well. Sometimes you have to add the name of the newspaper. That is not compulsory, but it depends on your task. Headline. This is very important. You have to add a headline if you are writing a newspaper report. Then newspaper reporter's name, opening, subheadings, articles. Sometimes they include pictures, but in your writing in examination conditions, we do not expect you to draw pictures. Caption, that is the description about the picture. Sometimes you find advertisements in newspaper reports and extra information. Exercise 7 and 8 in page 148 are about newspaper reports. Here I have given you another model newspaper report. Seen but not heard. Then you see that is the headline, and then you see the date, and at the bottom you see the name of the reporter. There is a picture and caption added, and the report is written in the past tense. You can see eyewitness accounts added into it, and also some descriptions about some unusual happening. Take your time, read this and get an idea about how to write a newspaper report. Let's move on to exercise 7 and 8. Using the information given in the above 2 slides, the models I gave you, try to write newspaper reports selecting one from each exercise. In exercise 7, you are asked to report on the given information. And exercise 8, again it says you are a reporter and you interviewed people when there was a serious fire in a hotel. You made these notes. Use them as the basis for a newspaper report for about 200 words. You can add details of your own. You have interviewed 3 people and taken down notes. So you have to expand the notes given. You may add dialogue. You may add connectives and other expressions and expand this into a report of about 200 words. So that's it. We have learned about situational composition and how to write dialogues and how to use given data and information to write newspaper articles. I hope you will be able to write some very interesting, effective pieces of writing. Thank you for watching.